Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is I Love You, Say It Back. It's the podcast. I'm your host, Vic D. Turn this thing on up. Let's go. Thank you. You buddy. Happy Thursday. We've got to start feeling pretty good the closer we get. I mean, one of the low-key, small reasons we do the podcast on a Thursday is because people got to be in a good mood, right? They got to be in a good mood getting closer to the week. You're like, well, the podcast is out. That means it's Thursday. That means there's 2 work days left, and hopefully we're a little bit of a part of helping your Thursday go a little bit smoother. Lots going on. Once again, welcome to I Love You, Say It Back. It's the podcast. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody about it. Want to start there. I mean, like, subscribe, do everything. No big deal. Don't want to brag, but we did hit, I know it's a small thing, but we celebrate small things around here. Very small things. We hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, so that is a big deal. Thank you. A little louder, thank you. It's a big deal because I feel like we only recently started to consistently ask you to subscribe and do all that stuff, even though I should have been doing it months ago. But hey, you learn, you live and you learn a little bit. But thank you for getting us to 100, actually over 100 now. So 100 subscribers on YouTube. So it's funny. YouTube is a whole different world. I've always said this. I'm like, one of the first things that I need to do when I hire someone is almost like I need to hire someone just for YouTube alone. Right? Like I need someone to help me edit content and do things like that. But I feel like YouTube is its own world. And it's funny, the videos that kind of take off, there's some videos that have 4 views on it. It's wild. And some of them have 300, 400, 500. So it's crazy what kind of works out there. You just got to keep shooting. We post every episode on there. So some people prefer to watch the podcast. Some people prefer to listen to the podcast. And if you do listen, or actually, you know what we would love is for you to do both. If you listen on Spotify or Apple or whatever, iHeart, whatever, you can subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Please, it's going to help us reach out to you and reach new audiences. Rate it, review it, give us some stars. So please do all that stuff because that is, again, it's helping us out a lot. So appreciate you guys doing that. Lots of exciting stuff. So like, subscribe, tell everybody that you know about the podcast. Again, I'm not trying to really have everybody like the podcast. I always say, give me a chance to disappoint you. And if we happen to not disappoint you, then hey, welcome aboard, lover. Another cool thing that we got to hit, that I want to hit before we get into the show. We just had a meeting yesterday. So today, I guess today's technically, I'm recording this on Thursday, on Tuesday, and got a really cool thing going on. So I hope you guys come out. I got invited to be a panelist on a content creator little interview thing. It's going to be myself, and I believe it's going to be 3-4 other content creators in Bakersfield, much bigger than I am. Some names you guys I'm not going to put out the names exactly right now because I don't know who confirmed or not, but I'm expecting that flyer here within the next couple of days. It's going to be Friday, the 23rd. So not this Friday, but next Friday. I hope you guys come out. Free event. I'll have more details on there. It's going to be from 6 to 8 at Bottle Shock Wine. It's my first time going there. That's where we met up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you are a creative, if you're a person who's looking to get into, whether you want to start a podcast, YouTube channel, or you want to get into creating content for social media and doing things like that, there's some incredible people that are going to be speaking at this thing. And I'll tell you this, by the end of it, I told them, I was like, I feel like this was not only cool to learn and have a conversation, but I was like, I feel like we were in therapy. A lot of my friends have what you would consider quote unquote normal jobs, teachers, accountants, doing sales, the traditional jobs, welding and all that stuff. So sometimes it's hard to kind of relate to them and be like, yeah, I'm struggling with content ideas, or how do I build this, or editing this. So it's like being around other people who are doing what I'm doing is pretty inspiring, and it feels like you're finally in a community. It's like that understands you instead of being like, social media, just shut the fuck up. So it's nice if you are in that, or if you're simply just curious, or you just want to come out to say hi to some of the people that are going to be out there. Trust me, you're going to recognize some of these faces. They're awesome people, awesome stories about how they got started. So again, more details, follow us on socials at Victory Radio or the podcast, or both, at ILY Say It Back Pod, which, by the way, we just hit 700 followers on that. All organic, all true, all real, no bots, no bullshit. So thank you. I'm very proud of that. So, I mean, we've gotten a little bit more consistent lately. Now that things are settling down with the new studio, we're able to kind of lock in on that. So thank you so much for love, support. Keep doing all that stuff. Have more details on it. We'll have the flyer. And so you know exactly what to do. We got a loaded show today. Coming off Mother's Day weekend, listen to this. Moms talked about the worst and a couple of the best gifts. So we'll touch on that. Single men apparently only change their sheets 4 times a year. We'll dive into that. There's just a lot of stuff going on. In case you didn't know, got your fun facts. Shut the fuck up of the week. It is one that, I'm sorry if this is you. I'm sorry if you're like, oh my gosh, I feel seen. Well, then shut the fuck up. And it's a big thing that happened today that everybody tries to overhype, but the people who overhype it are the fakest people. And let's see, what else we got here? Of course, we got our Wednesday Wisdom, speaking of Mother's Day. And then, of course, we got your trivia question, but let's get into it. So I wanted to start with this because, you know, we're coming off Mother's Day and everybody's talking about like, oh, these were the best gifts. I hope you guys had a great Mother's Day. We sent out a little note, actually, from this seat right here on our Instagram. So hopefully you guys got a chance to see that video on Mother's Day. I hope you spent it, again, doing whatever the hell you wanted to do. Who cares? And we'll come back to that because, interestingly enough, you told us what you liked. But let's start first with the worst Mother's Day gifts that you can give. And this isn't a list that, oh, Vic made this list. He has no idea. He's not a mom. You're right. So we went straight to the source. We went straight to you. These are things that you told us, ladies, that are the worst Mother's Day gifts ever. Not from me. This is straight from you. I was having a conversation with the people yesterday, and we were talking about like how do you edit your long form videos? I was like, I go one shot, baby. There's no editing the YouTube portion of this. The only thing we edit is the color grading and all that stuff, shorten the clip off the ends and everything. But this podcast just kind of goes one take, baby. All right, so here we go. Survey of over 2,500 mothers listed some of the worst Mother's Day gifts that whether they got it this year or that they've gotten in the past. So let's just go off of some of the top ones. And I think there's a key word in this. Unsolicited self-help books. So if someone gets you a book, it's like, hey, Susan, you need a little, one of the things that in the video that I watched, were like, this is how to control your anger. This is how to control your emotions. Self-help books. Imagine a guy writes one and it's like, this isn't you, it's your period. It's your period is one of the wildest things to say. Trust me, I've made that mistake. I was speaking from experience here. You're not upset. You never get mad about this. This isn't you. It's because you're on your period. It's your period talking. This isn't you. Settle down. You need to calm down. Oh boy. Saying that right now is like giving me chills. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get my ass whooped. But yeah, unsolicited self-help books, how-to cook books. That one's interesting because, again, this goes back to unsolicited. It's like, oh, bitch, I wasn't looking for help on this. I don't think that I needed help on controlling my anger or how to cook. I think it's funny the things that we think. You're like, you might be interested in making some better meals because this beef stew is horrible, or this, what is it? What's the, this meatloaf is awful. Meatloaf. But there you go. So it's like, cooking better. But it's funny because I bring that one up because my sister actually likes I don't forget who it was, like Rachel Ray or one of the who's the Magnolia lady? She wanted that cookbook a couple years ago. So sometimes they're like, oh, it's a cookbook, but that's a cookbook rather than a how to cook book. Very different. It means it's not that big of a deal. It's the same thing. How to, very different. How to cook books, cleaning supplies. That one kind of is. Hey, honey, we got you a new mop for your Mother's Day. You're going to love it. It's going to make cleaning up the house a breeze. So much easier, so much quicker. You're not going to believe it. Cleaning supplies is fucking wild. Honestly, if you get your wife or your, like, whoever's in here, you get a cleaning supplies, the consequences are on you, buddy. That's all. Like, you don't hit me up with no Wednesday wisdom and be like, oh, my wife's freaking out. That's on you, pal. That's on you. How about you help her out and do some of that cleaning stuff? Let's see. Weight loss products. Again, maybe she wants a little bit of Ozempic. Maybe she wants to lose a little bit of weight. Maybe she doesn't think anything is wrong. All of a sudden, it's like, hey, why the hell did you get me these diet pills? Hey, what is it, GLP-1 bullshit? Oh, why'd you get me all this GLP-1? What are you trying? You do that, that's on you, pal. Unless she specifically asked for it. And even if they ask for it, you got to like double check, be like, you want me to get you this, babe? Because sometimes they'll just be testing you. Sometimes they'll just be like, well, let's see if this motherfucker really does it. Let's see if he really thinks I'm fat. They'll just be doing it for the trial, for the, they'll just do it. They're just doing it to test you. You got to be smarter than that, fellas. Weight loss products. Oh, this one is funny. Imagine, they said getting a new pet. A new pet is wild. They're like, hey, we got you a new puppy. Again, unless they ask for it, they're like, oh. Like, I can see a situation where you have like a pet that you guys have had, like a family dog that you had for, 15 years. And, tragedy happens. Dog passes away. Old age. Lived a good life. But now Fluffy's no longer with us. Well, you get used to that. It's like all of a sudden, it's like, But if it's like, hey, we're not, we haven't talked about it. We haven't mentioned it. I'm not really even a dog person. Here you go. Here's a new responsibility for you. And by the way, you can't go out of town anymore without asking anyone to cover for take care of your puppy, take care of, like, you got to ask people, or you got to be able to find a little dog-friendly hotels. But your life's about to change. A dog, a pet, a cat. Cats are kind of cool. They're kind of independent, right? But getting somebody a new pet without them asking, absolutely wild. And what's funny is that sometimes I'll do it for like the kids, and you ever hear moms talking about it like, well, they wanted a new damn dog, but guess who has to take care of that damn dog? Guess who has to feed it and take it for a walk? Because these kids aren't doing it. All they're doing is playing video games. So the responsibility really falls on mom or dad sometimes in that. But in this situation, this scenario, we're talking mom. So don't get them any of that stuff unless they specifically ask for it. And some of them ask 3 or 4 times, fellas. It's better to be safe than sorry. And know your woman too. You're be like, she's never really asked for this stuff. I don't know why she's suddenly doing it. It must be menopause, honey. Oh, ooh-wee. I love this one. Look, quick. They talked about I'll just give you a couple of these. Some of the best gifts, and this is what we talked about last week. I said some of the best gifts that you could give is just simply time off. Give me time to not be a mom. I don't want to deal with the responsibilities. I don't want to go to work and have to cook and clean and do all this. Just give me some time away from the damn kids. I love that. I love that. That is a gift in itself. And then homemade stuff. So obviously from your kids, depending on how old they are, they're not going to be able to go out and buy something. But just having them make something, having them, build something. Maybe it's, I don't know if it'd be like a Lego thing, but something maybe that they do at school, maybe just something that they've built, handmade stuff. Mom seemed to really appreciate that. So keep that in mind for next year. None of the top stuff. A little bit of time off probably goes a long way with mama. All right, let's get into this. I think the guys who they surveyed on this are full of shit. Listen to this. It says single men apparently single men only change their sheets 4 times a year. So let's clear this up. In my head, and maybe I'm going to give myself away and think that you guys are going to be like, Vic, you're fucking disgusting. I'm not listening to this podcast anymore. Let me explain. I haven't changed my sheets in probably like at least a year. Changed my sheets. Wash your sheets is very different. I'm not like, the last thing on my mind that I ever think about is like, I have to go buy new bed sheets or I have to change my bed sheets. I don't change them. I just recently went to IKEA a couple months ago when I was getting stuff for the studio. I went and got a new, what is it? It's like a bedspread thing. It's one of those white comfy ones that you could, like in the winter it stays cold, or in the winter it stays warm, in the summer stay cool. Like one of those white ones. Love that. Got one of those. But to actually change your sheets is wild. I think guys are full of shit. You're like, we change them 4 times a year. No, you don't. I'll tell you right now, you don't change your sheets 4 times a year. Again, I may be dropping the ball. I may be talking too much. I may be like, Vic, actually, you're supposed to change them 4 times a year. Like, I don't change them at all. I wash them, and I wash them way more than 4 times a year. But to say I change them is no. Like, we don't change them. I think guys are just like, kind of felt insecure in the survey, and we're like, we change them 4 times a year, right, fellas? And it's just like, yeah, that's right, 4 times. And even that's kind of low when the way that they worded this article, at least the headline. They're like, yeah, guys are only changing them 4. Okay, well, 4 times a year, you're talking about changing them or are you talking about washing them? Because if you're washing them 4 times a year, that's disgusting. I'm on board. I'm all about it. But we don't change them. Change your sheets. The only time I could ever even think of changing your sheets is like, I know they have some warm ones, but we live in Bakersfield. It does not get that cold to where it's like, I have to put my spring or my summer sheets on, and then during the winter I have to put my warm sheets on. No, we don't get that cold. This is Bakersfield, California, home of 117 degrees in the summer. Our winters are like 38 degrees. We're like, it's freaking chilly out there. No. So either this was worded wrong or maybe I'm the disgusting one, which now, goddamn, maybe I have to delete this part. Maybe this is the first podcast that we edit. We're like, yeah, maybe I should have looked into this one a little bit more. Let's get into your fun facts. We call these your In Case You Didn't Know's update on the In Case You Didn't Know sound pad. So I'll be honest with you. There's been so much going on that I haven't even had a chance to look at how to add the audio, but I think I figured it out. So I'm hoping that by next week, we have the sound pad ready to go. So let's get into potentially our last In Case You Didn't Know without the sound pad. All right, these are your fun facts here In Case You Didn't Know. This one blew my mind, and it's almost like, was I the only person who didn't know this? Listen to this. In case you didn't know, fruit labels, you know how like your apples or your bananas come with the little sticker on it? Listen to this. Fruit labels are actually edible. In case you didn't know. That one blew my mind. And that one I reposted on I Love You Say It Back. And you guys will show a lot of love. It's like a lot of likes or responses or a reaction or whatever. That one got like no reaction, which got me thinking. I was like, wait a minute. Am I the only person who didn't know that fruit labels are actually edible? In my entire life, I never thought. I was like, oh, this is edible. Like, now I want to go find an apple with a sticker on it and be like, all right, well, let's see what this is all about. Blew my mind. It did not get the response that I was expecting. Maybe everybody's just like, yeah, Vic, we've known this since we were like 5. News to me. In case you didn't know, human teeth are the only part of the body that doesn't heal itself. In case you didn't know. Everything else, your liver, your heart, potential to heal itself, your human teeth. Which, speaking of, I just got a teeth cleaning. Nothing better than a freaking dentist clean. I already got my next appointment. Going to be like in November. Get ready for the holidays. And finally, tonight, in case you didn't know, The most expensive bottle of wine ever sold was 55. I wrote this wrong for sure. This is so sad that I can't read my own handwriting. I want to say it was 55,000. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go. $55,800. It was in 1945 Romani Conti. And if you've been around long enough in this podcast, or even go back to like when I talked about like radio stuff, wine is a big mystery. And I think people are full of shit when they talk about wine. It's just a fancy thing. And I can't pronounce wine names. So somebody out there is going to be like, this idiot couldn't even pronounce it. I'm telling you myself, I'm an idiot when it comes to this. Romani, Conti, $55,800. In case you didn't know. Wine, I still think I had the theory. You guys are faking it. Nobody really truly likes wine. What you like is how wine makes you look. It's sophisticated. It's elegant. Or maybe it's simply that I'm allergic to wine and I'm bitter about it. All right, folks, let's get into our Shut the Fuck Up of the week. So if you guys were following along today, ladies, maybe your mans, or maybe you're into football. Today's a big day in the sports, or the football sports calendar, I guess. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of buildup. There's a lot of social media going on about this. And it's one of those things. It's the same argument that I've always had for tacos, right? Tacos are great, man. Tacos are a great, delicious food. And I think people, every time I go on this rant, people always think like, yeah, I can't believe you don't like tacos. I fucking love tacos. Like, don't put that on me. I love tacos. But people have overhyped tacos to the point where you're like, all right, bro, like, they're good. Don't get me wrong. But you're talking about like, oh, tacos your life. Like, shut the fuck up. Here's my shut the fuck up of the week. People who go on social media and talk about the NFL schedule release as if it's the greatest thing of as if they're better than the damn games. You know what I've noticed about the people who who try to go crazy with the NFL schedule release? Oh my gosh, countdown. Oh my gosh, tomorrow we wake up and we're going to get the NFL schedule. And let me talk to you. There's levels to football fandom that I've realized, especially recently. Now that I've talked about it on the podcast or on social media a bit more, there's levels to football knowledge. There's levels to, like, I'll have conversations about football with people, and I'm telling you, within the first 2 sentences, I can tell, like, you are way behind, or you have no idea what you're talking about. And then I have to dumb down my conversation, or I'm like, ooh, this motherfucker knows what he's talking about. Or a lot of girls know what they're talking about. A lot of girls know what they're talking about a lot more than a lot of dudes. They be talking about Derek Carr with the Raiders, and I'm like, bro, he's been on the Saints, and he hasn't been on the Raiders for a long time. Which, by the way, Derek Carr, congratulations on your retirement. You want to come on the podcast and talk about anything? You're welcome, buddy. But going back to my point, the NFL schedule release is so overhyped at this point. You know what it seems like? It seems like one of those niche things that, like, people didn't understand. You're like, why is everybody celebrating the release of this schedule? Every team's social media management team, they make these awesome, hilarious videos. And it's fun because everybody talks about doing the thing where it's like, oh, you grab your notepad and you go through the schedule and you say win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. And like true football fans were doing that, right? Like, oh, you do that. But now I feel like everybody's caught wind of like, oh, it's not that important, but everybody talks and hypes this up. NFL schedule release. Let's make memes. Oh my gosh. It's overhyped. It's important. And as a fan, and if you know what you're looking for, it is an important thing because you can figure out, like, it's, your opponents, but when you play them does matter. What if I play you after a bye? My team's good off a bye. Or what if you have a good team like Miami Dolphins? They're great in September and October, but if you play them later when it's cold as hell, they're not as good. So it matters. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, and I'm saying it's not important. What I'm saying is people who aren't true or insecure football fans will hype the hell out of the NFL schedule release. They're like, look, so cool. And everyone else is like, wait, what's going on? And they want to overhype it as if they know a secret or they're in on something that you don't know about. Oh, you don't get hyped? Bro, schedule release, NFL schedule release, memes, repost. Oh, talk about it, go crazy. It's like, it's cool, but it's like, shut the fuck up. You're killing this thing. Same with tacos. Tacos are fantastic. They're delicious. But when you start talking about like, oh yeah, memes, t-shirts, tacos are live, it's like, they're great, but you're pushing it now. So people who overhype the NFL schedule release, shut the fuck up. I don't think you're really into it. I think you like looking like you know what you're into and talking about like things that maybe another less casual fan would have no idea about, and you think it makes you look cool. And because of that, shut the fuck up. NFL schedule release. I was talking to my friends about it. I was like, bro, is it just me or is it like, okay, it's cool and it's fun to like go through the list. And they always talk about that too. They're like, oh, bro, this is the day you go down the list and you figure out that your team and every team's going to go 17-0. And it's just like, bro, that's so old and corny. Like we've been doing this for years. We get to go to bed and tomorrow they're going to release the schedule. And the NFL plays into it. Don't get me wrong. They play into it. They know what they're doing because what they do is they will tell you like, okay, they'll break everything down. They'll really milk this thing. They'll break it down. They'll be like, okay, here is your team's opponent. This is who you're going to play. And they just give you the opponents. This is the home teams, these are away teams. But they don't tell you when you're going to play them. And it's also important if you're looking to make a trip around it, right? Where it's like, okay, well, my birthday's in September. What if I want to go for my birthdays, see the Steelers play or something? But so it's important. I'm not denying that. It's just the way that people overhype it. Shut the fuck up. Let's see. What do we got? We got some. So this is a random thing that I just wanted to talk about. Like this is a bonus. Shut the fuck up. But it's like something's got to change about this. So I'll tell you this. Over the weekend, one of my buddies who I play baseball with invited me and two other of my buddies who I golf with. They're like, hey, he was looking for a foursome to play for a charity for his church. And we're like, yeah, we'll go do it. And I mean, my buddies are golfers. Like we have our little group of golfers. We got some dogs, right? We got some dogs. We got some good golfers on our squad. And we always talk about like, man, between the four of us, you grab the four best dudes in our group and we're like, we'll compete in any tournament. So fast forward, the tournament happens and we end up winning this tournament, which is really cool. But one of the things that we were having conversations about, we're like, man, we're really crushing. And obviously we keep our true score. We're not cheating. We're not putting birdies when it's a par. We're not putting an eagle when it's a birdie. We're not giving ourselves another shot at it's like, hey, everybody gets a putt. If we don't make it, we par. You do it right because that's the whole fun. But motherfuckers who cheat on golf tournaments, like golf tournament cheating culture needs to go away. Like, what the hell are you guys doing? How are you okay with being like, yeah, we'll just put that down for a birdie? Or, hey, let's go ahead and get another putt. Like, y'all got to chill. That shit's got to stop. That is annoying. It's childish. And it ruins the fun for everybody. So, ladies, if you golf, you got to cut that shit out. A lot of you, if your husband golfs, tell him to cut that shit out. A lot of motherfuckers out just be like, hey, just put down a birdie. Actually, that was a par. It's like, oh, well, just take another putt. You already read the line. Golf, the golf culture, the golf tournament cheating culture has got to stop because we're talking about it way too liberally. Like, we're like, yeah, well, that's cool that we got this score, but somebody's going to cheat. And it's like, damn. So shout out to the groups of boys who we ended up winning by one stroke. We were 13 under. And that was a really good score. And I know we have another buddy. Our best guy wasn't out there. So, I mean, I know I'll take all four and compete in any golf tournament. So I'll just say I'll take my dogs versus anybody in Bakersfield. Unless you got some pro motherfuckers who are like, oh, he's a tour pro. It's like, yeah, shut the fuck up. But the cheating, the motherfuckers who cheat at golf tournaments, like what? What are you, 8 years old? I'm going to cheat. Shut the fuck up. I just wanted to get that off my mind. And also remind you guys that we did win that golf tournament. Couple fun things like have you guys seen the details of the Diddy trial that just started? Bro, this motherfucker, one, he's evil. Two, he's nasty. I thought I was a freak. I was like, man, I'm into some freaky stuff. I might freak some people out. Like, no, no, this guy, he made me feel like a saint. Maybe I should have been elected pope compared to the way this man handles his sexual business. Like, damn, Diddy, that shit is wild. Like, guys, girls, it don't matter. Like, and the way and the things that he's making these people do, like, wild. This dude, man. I do have a sourdough bread update. Remember last episode? Was it last episode? Yeah, last episode, I went to a sourdough baking class at Local Farm to Table put on by El Molino Bakery. And it was awesome. It was fun. I did get around to making the sourdough bread. So what you do in these classes, they tell you how to roll it. She teaches you how to make the starter, do all that good stuff, right? And then you have to take it home and then you have to bake it. I did bake it. I do have the video. I have evidence. I have photographic evidence. I have video evidence. I'm working on that video. But it was actually really good. Only criticism that I would have of myself, I feel like I took it out prematurely. I wish I would have left it in there maybe another 3 minutes. But I'm actually really excited. I want to do it again. Actually, I'm thinking about it right now, and it sounds freaking good. I want some sourdough bread. But I took it out in a little premature because I was like, well, I'd rather... It did look a little undercooked, and I think you'll see it on the video. It was nice and crispy on top, but I was like, well, I don't want to ruin it in case whatever. And in my dumb, simple head, I was like, well, if anything, I could just toast it later, and then that'll be that, rather than if I overcook it, then you can't undo that. But tasted delicious, tasted great. Sign up for one of the classes. I think they got one coming up on the 17th, which is, Friday, I think. But yeah, so I do be looking out for that video. That is going to be, it was a lot of fun, and I would 10 out of 10 recommend it. I don't know if I said this last episode, but I love people who are passionate about anything. Like, so if you're driving around and you are a car salesman, or you work as a receptionist, or you own a small business, or whatever it is that you do in your life, whether it's a hobby or an occupation, or you make a living, whatever it is, I love people who are passionate about anything. Because I think everything's got their own little unique challenges, and it's like, it takes its own little artistry. So I love listening to people who are passionate about anything talk about what they're passionate about. Like, I'll talk about podcasting. I'll talk about content creation all day. And I'll tell you about the intricacies. I'll tell you about the ups and downs. I'll tell you how my brain never shuts off. I'll tell you how, like, content is freaking everywhere. It's everywhere. And it's almost like a switch that you never shut off. But then you listen to people talk about, like, for example, sourdough bread. Or Heather talking about her small business and food and decorations. And you hear people talk about, like, sports. And they're like, I'm passionate about the details and how to fuel my body and how to do all this and that. And it's just like, passionate people rock, man. I don't care what you're passionate about. If it's sourdough bread, if it's podcasting, if it's baking cookies or starting your own YouTube channel, you do sales, whatever it is that you do, if you're passionate, I love it. I love it. All right, folks, let's get into our Wednesday wisdom. And I need you to strap on your boots. So you guys came out firing. And this one, I could tell this is like a good, he said it's his brother, but Sometimes we've gotten questions like this where it's like they don't want to be embarrassed because they're in the situation. I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but I'm saying it's happened before. So this is a Mother's Day situation that happened last week. So listen to this. Let me know what you think, because I think there's actually a couple questions that we can address on this. Hey, Vic, black my name out, or black out my name. All right. We do it for all of them, by the way. All of them are 100% anonymous. People are more honest that way. People are just more willing to give better details about it. So we always will. My brother has been with his girl for over a year now, and he's happy, and that's all good. I like how I didn't say shit, but I've said other cuss words in this podcast. Let's take it from the top. My brother has been with his girl for over a year now, and he's happy and shit. And that's good. That's all good and everything. But she has a kid! ! Even that's not a big deal. But look, this is where it gets good. It gets good. But the dad sends her a gift every year for Mother's Day. Last year, it was a new relationship, and it was all good. But this year, he sent her another gift, and he asked her about it. He's like, "Yo, what's going on?" And she said that he's always sent her a gift, even though they're not together, since they've had the kid together, right? So they're obviously the baby dad and the mom not together, but ever since that they've had their baby, the baby dad sends the mom a Mother's Day gift. The kid is 9, so that's a lot of years. He says that it's just a mature relationship. I think that shit is toxic, bro. I think I'm more mad than he is. What do you think? He needs to put his foot down and cancel that shit. Thanks, Vic. Haha. There's a lot of LOLs and hahas in this. So I could just see some dude like laughing with his bro. He's like, bro, we're going to talk about this on the podcast. It's funny. So the brother essentially is with a girl who has a baby with someone else, and the father of the kid sends the mom a Mother's Day gift every year. Is that okay? Should he say something? Should he put his foot down and be like, yo, it's cool because you guys weren't together, like we weren't together, like no big deal. I mean, I understand it. At what point is it like a healthy, mature relationship between the mom and the dad? And at one point, is it like, okay, like you're in a new relationship now, like you got to cut that shit out. This one was crazy because I was thinking about, this is not my Wednesday wisdom. Let's just spit out some ideas. Let's just throw out some ideas about what this could all be, right? Are we so accustomed to like toxic relationships to where, like, let's say, I think a lot of the relationships that we are familiar with or that we see are not great relationships, right? Like you hear a lot of like, oh, deadbeat dad, my baby daddy ain't shit. You hear a lot of that crap, especially in Bakersfield. Are we so accustomed to being like, oh, well, if he's actually being like a good father or doing something nice for the mom, because at the end of the day, you're still taking care of my kid. Are we so accustomed to those situations and being like not having any respect for the baby mom that now that when someone actually respects the mom, we think it's like, oh, he's trying to get back at her. Now, let me say this. I would make an argument, and I might make an argument that he's like, oh, that's just to keep himself in the picture. That's just to keep himself fresh in the mind. But folks, it's been 9 years. I feel like the first year, maybe the second year, you still kind of be like, hey, maybe, I don't know why they broke up or how they broke up. But the point being is like sometimes you do things to kind of keep yourself in the picture for a little bit. I'll tell you a quick story. My last relationship years ago, we had a dog. And we got one of those subscriptions that where they send out stuff to your dog. And like, you get like a monthly like little package that's toys, snacks, things like that, right? So after we broke up, like one of the things I was like, oh, well, I wanted to cancel the subscription, but I kept it going for a few months. I don't know why I kept it going. Actually, I do. I felt horrible, like canceling that subscription. I felt like an asshole of a dad. So I get it for like the first, but eventually I realized, it does more harm than good to kind of keep things and keep lingering. Not good. You live and you learn. I was young, whatever. But so I understand why you're like, oh, well, I'm going to cut it off completely. I understand why you wouldn't do that. But I'm talking about like 9 years later, this is beyond. Like, I'm sure he's got his own life. He's got his own things. He's got his own, maybe he's in another relationship himself. So after 9 years, I do feel like it's actually more of a mature thing, more so than I'm just trying to stick around. Like if it was a year or two, I'd be like, yeah, bro's just trying to, linger. And, sometimes they do it just to kind of scare off anybody who's potentially going to be in a relationship with her. It's like, yeah, just know that I'm still in the picture, bitch. But 9 years? I don't know. I do feel like initially we think like this isn't a good thing. And it depends on who you are and the kind of character and the kind of attitude and the kind of personality you have. But I'll tell you this, if I was with a girl who had a kid and I was in love with this woman and she still got Mother's Day gifts from the father of that kid, I don't know if I could do it, man. I'd be like, look, all due respect, but respect me. Like it almost feels like what's next? She just comes around on her birthday. It's like, hey, he's been coming around on her birthday, giving her a little birthday love. Just sit in the corner and watch, buddy. Speaking of Diddy, but I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do, and I don't even know how to go about it because I wouldn't want to. I don't think it's. You know what the corniest motherfuckers are? My baby ain't gonna get nothing from me or from nobody if it ain't from me and this and that. Like, you're corny. Yeah, ain't nobody scared of you, bro. But I will say there is a conversation to be had about, hey, do you think that, put yourself in my shoes type of thing. If my baby mom was still getting me a Mother's Day gift, how would you feel? I think there's a conversation to be had because I don't know if I would be comfortable with the whole situation of like, yeah, he's still in the picture. Hey, he's still doing this. If he wants to get gifts for the kid, that has nothing to do with me. That's him with his kid, blah, blah, blah. But for the mom, when she's single, I get it, but she's got me now, bro. Like, she don't need you to get her gifts. You want to get the kid anything you want, of course. Like, I'm not going to intrude on that, but I really do think that there needs to be a conversation about, hey, I'm with her now. I can take care of her. I can take care of her Mother's Day. I can take care of her birthday stuff. I can take care of her. And honestly, I wish, here's my only thing. I wish she would have the initiative, or I'd take the initiative to reach out to this guy and be like, hey, look, I've been single for the last whatever years, and that was fine. But now I want to respect my man, my new man, because I know how I would feel if I was in his shoes. I think there's a conversation to be had. And it's a tricky one, man, because those baby mom, baby dad relationship, you want to be respectful, but I think sometimes there are boundaries that are crossed. And for everybody, those boundaries could be different. But I do wish that in this situation, I wonder what she told him. Like, because she has him telling her brother who wrote us, no, this is just a very mature relationship. And I hate to say this, but this goes back to what I was saying. Are we so accustomed to toxic relationship and hating your baby mom, hating your baby dad, that when we see them actually being respectful and, hey, here's a gift for Mother's Day, thank you for taking care of my child, that we automatically assume something bad? That's what made this question so hard. I think a lot of people come on and be like, fuck that. This is my hyena now. There's layers to these conversations, folks. There's a conversation to be had. How you go about it is really going to depend on your relationship and how you communicate with your partner. But I think it's like, hey, just know I'll take care of you. I'm with you now. We've been together. The first year was just a couple months in. I'm not going to step over that. I couldn't say anything last year, but now that's 2 Mother's Days that we've been together. and I'm not comfortable with this. And if she can't respect that, then, I mean, better to get out now. That's your wisdom. Vic Diaz spoken. Let's wrap it up because we are running a little long on this podcast. Here's a little late night trivia. That's a loaded question, by the way. It's an interesting one. So I got a Wednesday wisdom conversation that we were gonna do this week, but I thought this one was a little bit more topical about Mother's Day. But it has to do next week. We'll get into it, and I don't know. I truly don't know what to say. But let's get into our last trivia question. So here we go. All right, trivia. The average mom, going back to moms, the average mom will forget this at least 4 times a week. What is it? Let me repeat. The average mom will forget this at least 4 times a week. And I think in the question lies a hint, mom. So it has something to do with your kids. Think about it. Here comes the answer, ready or not. The average mom will forget this at least 4 times a week. Their kid's name. Their kid's name. That makes sense if you have multiple kids, right? I know it's funny, like, when you have multiple kids, you're like, oh, Stevie, John, you get them mixed up. You're like, hey, I get that. I've seen that. I hear my mom talking to my nephews, call them the wrong name all day. But, well, imagine you have one kid and you're just like, damn it, what was your name again? That's wild. But yeah, I understand it if you have multiple kids. If you have one kid, thoughts and prayers. I love you. Thank you guys so much for rocking and rolling with us. We're going to wrap that up. Like, subscribe, rate the podcast, listen to us everywhere. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell everybody, like, hey, check this guy out. We're having a lot of fun. Got some more stuff coming. Again, thank you for helping us reach 100 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for helping us reach 700 followers on Instagram. Again, all true, all organic, no bullshit, just pumping out content, followers somewhere along the way. Head out to Bottle Shock, the 23rd Bottle Shock Winery. If you're in Bakersfield, myself and a few other content creators are going to be out there talking about the ups and the downs and how we got started and all that. So if you're a creator yourself, or you're thinking about like, hey, I kind of want to take a little bit of this journey, and hey, come out, have a conversation, meet some of the people. There's some really cool people that are going to be part of it. I'll have more details on that when they create the flyer. So they'll have the final panel list. I'll be out there. So if you guys want to come out, say what's up. I think I'll have some merch out there. So it'll be a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you there. Until then, enjoy the podcast. I love you. Say it back. NBA playoffs are freaking fantastic. I love it. I forgot how much I love them. So y'all have a great night. Sleep good. Que sueñen con los angelitos. I will see you on the next one. Peace.